Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chris Cover, and it's my pleasure to bring you up to date on the plans and activities of the National Negotiating Committee, or as we, the committee members, like to call it, the National Negotiating Support Committee, or like that. Our purpose is sometimes misunderstood, perhaps because of our committee's name. The National Negotiating Committee supports new and existing bargaining units to negotiate collective agreements on behalf of their members and, by extension, their families. Most often, we help new bargaining units get their negotiating committees up and running, but we're happy to help out any bargaining unit. We provide support in the form of tools, training support, advice, and resources, including mentors, to support a bargaining unit's negotiating committee. What our committee does not do is actually negotiate the collective agreement. Our team currently consists of myself, Chris Cover, Russell Campbell, and Daryl Sprong. And of course, our NEB liaison is Steve Gilroy, and he's over there somewhere. So thank you very much. CUSW is different from many unions in that we, as members, negotiate our own collective agreements. So it's important for us to have a storehouse of tools, skills, and experience to call on within the union. Let me give you an example, or let me give you some examples of how we help. One way is to provide statistics. Another way is by helping the bargaining unit negotiating committee take the steps needed to put a collective agreement in place. We can also arrange for a mentor to guide negotiating committee members through the negotiating process. The member is a CUSW member, or the mentor is a CUSW member who has lots of experience negotiating collective agreements. So it won't be me, just so you know. Anyways, our committee is also involved in developing training for bargaining unit negotiating committee members. Some of you have already earned your negotiating skills certificate. To do that, you have to complete 7 online courses available through Alliance Learning. More than 100 CUSW members have earned the certificate so far. Our committee acted as the subject matter experts for 2 of the certificate courses. Negotiating 101 is a 45-minute course that covers what all is involved in the negotiating process. This is a place to start if your goal is to become a member of the bargaining unit negotiating committee. The second online course is called Negotiating a Collective Agreement. This is a must-have for joining the negotiating committee. In return for an hour of your time, you'll learn about negotiating strategies and the various parts of a collective agreement. You'll also get a good grounding in the terminology used during negotiations. Negotiating a collective agreement is now a prerequisite for another course coming soon, but this one won't be delivered online. Instead, participants will attend a 2-day face-to-face negotiating skills workshop. When you register for this workshop, you'll learn negotiating principles and techniques, plus how to deal with different personalities during a negotiating session, and much more. If it all goes to plan, the face-to-face course will be ready this fall. Another resource our committee provides can be accessed through the National Negotiating Committee web portal on the CUSW website. A 7-minute long video that takes viewers through the negotiating process step by step. Watch it to learn the collaborative approach CUS uses in negotiations with employers. Please take back word to your units that there are lots of negotiating resources available and more on the way. If you're interested in negotiations, consider joining our team. If you do, be helping to build a storehouse of tools, resources, training support, and advice in CUSW. Bargaining unit negotiating committees can then access that storehouse to be more effective at the bargaining table. Perhaps you've served on a bargaining unit negotiating committee already, and you have some experience to share. If so, you could fill a role as a trainer or mentor, or maybe you have a goal of serving on the national committee someday. Joining the National Negotiating Support Committee would be a good way to become familiar with what's involved. As the old saying goes, we don't get what we deserve, we get what we negotiate. Our collective agreements will only reflect our wants, needs, and interests if we develop and field able negotiators. So please think about joining us or share your ideas with us during this convention. If you also think of anything that you would like to add to any training that we're going to offer, on our portal, you can press email the committee at a later time if you don't get to talk to us this weekend. Thank you.